My name is Cynthia Wade, and I'm the co-director of the documentary Grit. Grit follows the story of a teenage girl, Dion, who grows up in the midst of one of the world's largest environmental disasters, an unstoppable mud flow in East Java, Indonesia. In the mud, she and her mother have to figure out how to create a new kind of life and a future for themselves.
My name's Sasha Friedlander, and I'm the co-director of Grit. So before our first shoot, we were told by WALHI, the environmental organization in Indonesia, that there was going to be an Indonesian artist, Dadang Kristianto, who was coming to Sidoarjo for the 8th anniversary of the mud flow, and he was going to be building these statues made of mud, and he was going to be placing them on the mud site. So we went on one of the first days and watched as they were building these really interesting statues, and we were blown away.
There were dozens and dozens and dozens of these statues, and then they were put on the mud site. They were larger than life, with their arms outstretched, and people pulled articles from their demolished homes and put them onto the outstretched arms of these statues. Sometimes it was a clock or a radio or a television or a piece of clothing. And the idea was this was everything that was lost by the community members, almost like an offering up to the corporation that caused this, an offering sort of up to the universe. Here we are, and here's what we've lost.
At first, Cynthia and I were mesmerized and enthralled with the visual look of the statues and how they appeared on the landscape, and we thought that covering the making of them was visually stunning.
Sasha was so much more patient with the whole statue filming than I was. In the beginning, we started to film the statues being made, and I remember one particular morning, it was really hot. We'd been up shooting, and I just thought to myself, okay, we have enough of this statue footage. And what I couldn't see, and what you can never see as a documentary filmmaker, is where you're going with it, right? The statues became unbelievably important visually to mark how the mud was rising over time. Every time we came back to film, the mud was rising up past the knees of these statues, and then the waist of these statues, and then the chest, and then the head of the statues. And it was a way in which to really signal to the audience, the mud is rising. The mud continues to rise.
We couldn't have planned it that way. It just became this incredible metaphor and tracker for time and terrifying reality of how quickly the mud was rising.